Hollywood. Those crazy fucks in Hollywood. Alright, we got the Oscars. Ooh, woo, woo. Woo, woo. Who gives a fuck? So the Oscar nominations are out. Yay, alright. It's that time again of the year where I gotta get my money together and gamble on what I think is gonna be hot shit. We're looking for this now. So starting off with Best Picture, I mean, as usual, I feel like there's about 2.5 good films out of the, 8 that have been nominated. Wow, of the 10 films. Oh, to be fair, I haven't seen all of them. So whatever. But it's starting off with All Quiet on the Western Front, the German World War I remake film that at least is in German. Unless you're watching it in with the English AI dubbing. I mean, it's a real dubbing with real actual people, but they just like AI the mouths so that they don't look so that the dubbing matches with the mouthing, which I thought was kind of mid. I thought this movie was kind of mid for real, no cap on God. It didn't. I don't know. I guess the problem is just trying to remember it now because I'm thinking like, what exactly did it kind of put through that I haven't seen in other war movies, whether they be World War I or II? I don't know. I mean, I was just thinking about 1917, and I was just thinking like, oh, was that movie World War I or II? The title gives it away. Yeah, like legit, like I just don't remember much aside from, spoiler alert, one pretty ridiculous bit where I think there's a guy who's like, he's gonna lose a leg in the but he's like, at the camp and he's in a hospital kind of thing there, and yeah, I think that they tell him that he needs to lose a leg, and he's like, oh no, man, they're German, so. He suicides with a fork in the neck. He stabs himself like over and over in the neck, and his friends are like, "No, nine!" And they grab the knife, the fork, but it's too late. He's already eaten himself to death, starting with the neck. I bet a neck would be good. Have a little bit of neck, it'd be really bloody. I don't know. Yeah, maybe, because if you think about, like, you grab a human with your teeth and you want to, like, whether you're a person or an animal, so you throw them on the ground, you're going with your teeth, which is mostly what animals would do, not people. But that's what they go for, right? Because they understand that's where they get you to bleed you out. I'm making myself hungry right now. I wish I was a predator. A sexual predator. I wish I was like a predator in the in Africa, like a lion or lioness, a tiger, just going out and fucking other animals up and bleeding them out and just getting real bloody around the mouth. Sounds good. Anyway, fuck that film. As usual I swear to God, most of the films that I'm looking at on this for Best Picture, if I quickly go through them, but I bet they're all too fucking long. Some of them are fine with how long they are, but some movies, it's just, I mean, like that film is 160 minutes or something. And it's just, it's just like, the film will feel more epic if it's longer. It's like, no, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. So why the fuck are you doing it? And next up we have Avatar bullshit. I mean, fuck that, man. How many awards has it been nominated for? I mean, I take it it's just... So it's 4. It's just Best Picture and then 3, like, visual effects and sounds and thingy. Hopefully not cinematography. No. Good. Yeah, so that seems like a whole bunch of bullshit. But, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, when the first Avatar movie came out... I wish it was the first and only. It's such a shame that this movie's made so much money. But when that one came out, like, it did get like, oh, these Oscars, wow, it's so amazing. There's 107 Oscar nominations. Wow, it could win. And then it doesn't, and all the avatars are like, oh, I can't believe it fucking lost. What the fuck were they thinking? Fucking idiots. It's one of the fucking best movies ever. Best picture. It's some bullshit. Oh, fuck that. That's the kind of fans that a movie like Avatar is going to attract. I mean, obviously, any film that does that well is just going to attract a bunch of cunt fans. Anyway, fuck that movie, and I hope it wins nothing. I suppose the visual effects look okay. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so fuck it. The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. I just don't feel the need to, I don't know, sort of watch it again. It's not really one of those kinds of films. I don't know. I have some sort of problem. Like, it just feels a bit upright. It just sort of seems like, here's the film, here is the conflict, and here's the conclusion to the film. It just feels a bit too, not presentational. Oh, yeah, I guess presentational in terms of the script, you know, and it does feel very kind of literary and very... What I'm trying to say is that I might put my money down for it getting best original screenplay. But it's fine. I haven't seen Elvis, so I don't know. I'm surprised that that's getting nominated. Oh, I guess it was good. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I mean, that's the film that, like, all the art hoes are going crazy after. So if the Academy were made up of nothing but art hoes, then... and it is. Yeah, so they'll probably win. All right, whoop-de-doo. I'm not an arto, but I thought it was all right. I just got exhausted with it, and then it won me back towards the end. But I did kind of get into the film, and then out of the film, and back into the film. But it's not bad. It's a better film than the Fabelmans. Oh, the Fabelmans. The Spielberg auto biopic, which is interesting. It's kind of... It's also pretty wanky, I suppose. I don't know. I had problems with this movie. It sucks because there's parts of it I like. When the movie is about filmmaking, it's like, this young kid wants to filmmake. It's fine, but then there's all this other stuff going on in the film, like mental issues in the family, moving home, new school, anti-Semitism, bullying, first love. There's all this crap, and it's just like, oh man, no wonder this movie's so fucking long, because they couldn't eat. They just had to, like, God, I don't know what it all, like, how does it all come together? I mean, I wish it could just be a bit, and then at the end, because he literally in the film puts his camera equipment away because of a particular plot element. And there's also infidelity. Spoilers. There's also infidelity, and that's why he puts the camera away, because he seemed to have discovered it while he was filming. So the film goes without the filmmaking aspect, and then it kind of just becomes a pretty mundane, pedestrian, domestic drama film, just about like a family kind of going through a bit of a hard time, but not the hardest of time. Okay. I don't know. I mean, what else do you expect from Spielberg these days? I mean, he's a machine, but he doesn't give a crap anymore, and he's not just like looking at a script going, how do I really make sure that this is... No, he's just like, yep, sounds good to me. It's a shame, because I really like the first 20 or 30 minutes of the film, where it has this kid getting into filmmaking, like that sort of thing I'm into at times. It's... As a film fan, it's fun to watch that kind of thing in an actual film. You know, the film about filmmaking, especially when it's like a young kid who is making these films, and then he gets older. He's like, as a teenager, he really has quite a lot of resources, don't he? I mean, he's making like a full-on war movie or short film, and he's got like all the equipment, all the actors. He's got all these actors and the film. I guess it's not sync sound, but yeah, it's just like, by the looks of things, he got like all of his like fellow scout fuckers to be in his film, I suppose. That's what he did. But like, he's got the camera, he's got the editing equipment at home. Oh man, he's so privileged. He's just got the white privilege. Oh, excuse me, it's not white privilege. Well, still. But he's still got privilege. How dare you? Yeah, I mean, that does help with, like, making the film move along. It's not like me, where I'm like, oh, I like the film make, but when I was a teenager, I didn't have much in the way of a camera, so I couldn't throw too much shit together, so fucking whoop-de-doo. Anyway, it shouldn't win. It might. I don't know what's going to win. I'm sorry, guys. I can't say for sure on each. I need to do my research more, and I need to see more, like, awards ceremonies for the films and stuff, like, you know, the WAG awards, the SAG, the FAG awards, all that kind of thing. I just need to see, and then I can get a bit more of an idea of, like, you know, what's jonesing for the, you know, award, you know? Oh no, but there could be an upset, and then I will be upset because I probably would have spent like $200,000 on each bloody nominee. Anyway, next up is Tar, which is like a really wanky, yeah, it's wanky. I was gonna say pretentious, but I don't think it's pretentious. I don't know. I really like that. That's what I'm saying. It is. It's a fun film. I do. And I've seen it twice now, and I did kind of dig that it's so, I guess it's a bit unreliable. There's a particular temperament with the film. You know, sometimes I watch films, especially nowadays, fucking films coming out now, and there are like scenes, like in the Fabelmans, for instance, there are scenes, and you're like, and then it doesn't add anything to the movie. It doesn't add to the bigger picture at all. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? Why is this film going to be so long? Why is it going to have all these scenes? God damn it. Why did this film even get made? But with this film, there's, like, in particular, and it's very startling, there are a couple, well, more than a couple, of scenes that occur. And you're like, why did that happen? But I like it. I like it. I mean, it's... Like, for instance, when she's, like, running around, she's going for a jog and she hears a woman screaming and she gets freaked out. She's looking around, like, trying to see who it is. And then it just goes to the next scene and it's never mentioned again. And, I mean, that's... Unlike the Fabelmans, this seems to be done on purpose. This seems to be the filmmaker just being like, fuck you. Fuck you. Is this... Why did it happen? No, fuck you. You don't get to know. You know what, man? Because sometimes in life, when you go for a jog, sometimes you hear a woman screaming and you get freaked out and you start running around trying to see where the screams are coming from and you don't find out. And then you're weirded out, but you just go home and forget about it, I guess, and it doesn't affect you, the rest of your life, I suppose. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, I know it's kind of disorientating, but... But there's other scenes, I don't know, you get an idea of, like, how unreliable the main, that Tar is in the film. Like, I don't even know if, is this a spoiler? So there's a bit where she kind of, like, embarrassingly falls over and hits her head, and she's got, like, a big scar on her face. And maybe she doesn't want to, like, implicit herself with, like, the reason that she ran and tripped, you know? But, so she shows up to her musicians, and she tells them she was assaulted. And tries to be very cool and casual about it. She's just like, I was assaulted, and I'm fine now, and that's not brought up again either throughout the rest of the film. There's nothing like that. But it just goes to show that the temperament of the film, which is just so, like, fuckery and, you know, hashtag believe women and that kind of thing. It matches the temperament of the film, or of the main character, I mean. Yeah, so I dug it. I don't know if it's too long. I'm trying to think what I would cut out, but like I'm saying, you know, those scenes that are apparently useless just stick out so much. Anyway, I can't say if it'll win. I guess that would be cool, but I think it's too weird to win, so maybe not. Next up is Top Gun Maverick. Which is good movie. I mean, it's kind of nice to see, you know, obviously, I guess a whole lot of people really liked it. They loved the movie. It's so great. So, yeah, I guess yeah, of course, why not? Why shouldn't it be in Best Picture? I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, dude, it's got to win. it's gotta fucking win, man. How can I? It's the best movie. Come on, it made so much money. Everyone loves it. It was such a surprise hit. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I feel like the film is, it's like I watched the original just before watching this new one, and I like I like the new one more by a little bit because the original just has like it has romance in it, and every time I see that, I'm like, oh no, fuck you, fuck off, stop, stop, rubbing it in my face. but yeah, but you know, as people have mentioned, the romance in the original is really shitty. It's just like, ooh, I'm gonna get with this chick, ooh. And you know, apparently it sounded like the actors didn't have the best of chemistry. So I don't know. I guess that kind of came through. I mean, really, it's just like the angle that they went in, and you know, all these people are saying like, oh, this movie's gay. It's a gay movie, has a gay sensibility, right? It's probably just camp. But, and that it's all about bros instead, you know, it's all gay, it's just about the bros, man. But yeah, the romance in the original movie is like one of those things where it's just, you have to put it in. You're like, oh, this is, you know, fighter jets and everything, but hey, you gotta have the romance in because that's what the quota, like, you know, the algorithm is telling you to do. Like, every film's going to have that. It's got to appeal to, like, this particular market. So you got to throw in a romance just cause. And that's how it feels. It doesn't feel genuine at all. So that's why it brought down the original. But the original film did... Like, this new one is standing on the shoulders of how iconic the original was. I mean, it's better. It doesn't have a shitty romance as much. It's... better shot. The original's still well shot, but this new one looks pretty fucking amazing. So better action sequences. But like I say, it is kind of just doing a lot of the same things. Like the opening montage of like planes taking off to the danger zone looks exactly the same in the new one as it does in the original. And there's also like the guys on the beach being gay. No, I can't. I mean, bros. On the beach with your boys. So yeah, in that regard, it kind of... I don't know. Because that's the thing. Like, it doesn't feel, like, wholly original. But whatever, it's nice. It's a nice film. What is also a nice film is, next up, Triangle of Sadness. Which I had a lot of fun with. God bless you, Ruben Ostlund. What a crazy man. Man, yeah, I really dug this movie. I mean, I do like his movies. I like that he really gets he gets into the cringe, the continuing cringe, the never-ending cringe of life, you know, and just how he like puts that forward in the movie. And just it's really funny. It's really one of the funniest movies I've seen, along with Banshees of Inisherin. They're both really funny. I did like Triangle more because, I don't know, just kind of where the film kind of takes itself. Because it isn't just like, these rich people, why they gotta be so rich? Why can't they give me some of that money? Oh, it's bullshit. And, you know, you can't really have that coming through. It's just wrong to have a film being like, rich people, because... as the film critic Armand White has said, filmmaking is a bourgeois medium. You don't have catering services for punk bands. That's what he said. But yeah, no, it didn't have like just, I don't know, just a really kind of soggy theme about the class differences. That kind of thing. It's there though. There is something to do with class, although kind of just how when you get as it shows in the film, when they get to like when you know, working class and the very upper class, the elite, are like brought down to the same level, and like how that kind of works itself, you know, gets into like, you know, a Lord of the Flies situation. A film, I think about it, is split up into 3 parts. I mean, it is literally split up into 3 parts, as you see in the movie. And the middle part where they're on the yacht and fuck me, and they're eating dinner and it doesn't go well and. Oh man, I really like and the captain and like this other drunk Russian guy are just like looking up. They get drunk together and they start looking up quotes from Marx, and they just start like calling them out on the intercom throughout the boat. And then the electricity goes out because the boat keeps rocking back and forth, and yeah, good stuff. So I dug that, and then we have women talking. Oh, that should win. That should have had, I haven't seen it. You know? I have the opportunity to, but I don't think I will. Oh man, a movie about women. Oh, they're all being raped. Ah! No man, that's great. I can't wait to fucking watch that. Anyway, I don't want. Anyway, I can't get into like every single. I just wanted to do the best picture. I can't go into every bloody nominated thing. It doesn't matter because you look at these 10 movies that are nominated for Best Picture. Those 10 films just get nominated over and over for like Best Director, Actor, actress, supporting, cinematography. It's just about all the same films, just over and over again. It's just like, oh well, this film. It was Best Picture, and the supporting actress was really good. She gets one as well. I know, hey, how about an editing nomination while we're at it? Yeah, it was good too. And with screenplay as well. Hey, one of the actors was also good, so you can have a nomination as well. I mean, when you have... That's kind of just the nature of how the Oscar campaigning goes, because... you need to spend millions of dollars, like sometimes more money than you spend on the film itself, to campaign your movie, so that it gets awards season recognition. And some movies don't do that. Some movies don't do that at all because... a lot of movies, because... no matter how... maybe they came out earlier in the year, it doesn't even matter if they have like a great Rotten Tomatoes. If they're just not getting that snowball effect of award season recognition, then fuck them. And they're also like, fuck them. As in, fuck the awards, because they just... They're not bothered then. They're not going to bother spending any money on a campaign at all, even if they deserve at least one award. Like, something that pisses me off, I would say, would be Best Cinematography. And you have just this horse shit, Even Tar. I like the movie. I like that movie, but cinematography, I mean... I don't know. It's suitable, but I don't see it as being great. And All Quiet on the Western Front, I mean, I don't know... yeah, no, maybe, I don't know. But this wasn't the absolute best fucking, movie I've ever seen, but The Northman looked pretty fucking good, don't you think? A great looking film, like a really like artful looking film, and I'm saying as well, like it helps the movie, like it's not like at odds with the movie, otherwise then it would be bad cinematography, but no, it looks great. It's like that's one of the main things about that movie, was just how, like, what a visual feast it was. Like, it's great to watch on a big screen, but that's a film where they're like, we're not going to get any award season shit, so let's not even bother, so it doesn't even get that. Well, fucking great, whoop-de-doo. Anyway, look, here's the bullshit thing. There are no women nominated for Best Director. Oh... I can't even remember like what movies. And also, there is one POC. I mean, really, there's 2 nominated for Best Director, with Daniel Kwan for Everything. Oh, what the fuck? Fucking Oscars. Oscars, so white. Why you gotta be white and male? Why the fuck is it so male? This is bullshit. I can't think of a movie by a woman from this year. I mean, there could have been all these films that... I don't know. Like, I really can't. I can't even think of one fucking movie directed by a woman. from this year. Oh, they all got really lazy. Wait, let me take a quick look. The only movie that I've come across here that I saw in the year that was, I mean, not the only movie, but one movie, was Father Stu, a film directed by a woman. This woman's like slightly older than me, and I was like, whose dick did she suck to like get a movie made? And now I see that it's Mel Gibson, because that's who she's fucking. That's who she's been fucking for the longest time, so she gets to make this movie, and he's in it. Hooray! Fucking great. But it's a woman, so it's great. Yeah, anyway, where are the women? But there could have been, I mean, there's tons of movies that came out this year that, like I say, don't have any award season shit behind them, so they just don't get fucking nominated. And whatever, Oscars are bullshit. Oscars are bullshit. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, looking through, I don't really give a fuck about Best Director. I mean, it's, like I say, it's just good old Ruben Östlund, though. You got a nomination. But it's just like kind of the same, the movies as Best Picture. I've heard people say, a few people have said, like Best Actress. They were talking about Mia Goth in Pearl, which is a film that I should have watched by now, and I just haven't. I think I torrented it, but yeah, man, because I really like that movie X. Like, I just saw that on a whim, and I thought it was really, pretty great. Like, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was sick, and it was weird to just hear, oh yeah, there's a prequel that's coming out now as well. So, and I kept trying to see when's it going to be playing in a cinema near me, just like X, and it's like never. Oh, okay, well, fuck you. I'll just hire it out on Amazon.com. It's not available in your region. All right, well then, fuck off. I'm not getting a VPN for this shit. I should, though. I should get a VPN. I really should. I should, yeah, and then I can actually watch these. And then I don't have to torrent anymore, I guess. Well, what do you do? Who cares about that? Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm sure she did really great in it. She was pretty good in X, and I'm hell keen, but I just can't speak from the heart about this, from the fart. So there seemed to be there was some controversy with the Best Actress. Oh boy, the Oscars. Every fucking year, every motherfucking year without fail, they always have something just to show what a disappointing embarrassment or an embarrassing disappointment that they are. I mean, last year was many things, actually. But the Will Smith slap was one of them, even though that was actually the most interesting and cool thing to happen at the Oscars in a long time. And let's all forgive Will Smith. Let's all get together, join hands, and stand in front of Will Smith and sing, "We forgive you, we forgive you." I'm imagining like we're all in like white robes and he's in a black robe. But then at the end, we put his head down, we pour the cleansing water over him, and then we take off his black robe so he's completely naked, and we put the white robes on. "You can come back in to the academy again. You're allowed back, Will. It's okay." You just slapped Chris Rock. Who cares? Fuck him. But that's that was like one person's thing. That was a one person thing. That was him, his own decision and his to make. So, but I think there was some other shit with like last year they weren't televising a whole bunch of awards giving out, and it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing for 3.5 hours? You're just embarrassing yourself just over and over with these bad, painful skits and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the controversy this year was that some people were quite incensed. They were livid that this one movie got only one nomination. This very small, independent, it has like a starring role from a sort of well-known actress. Look, apparently the budget's less than $1 million. Damn, that's quite low. Anyway, this independent grassroots film, had like quite a good performance at the center of it. A leading performance. So they tried to get a Best Actress nomination just to see. And hey, it worked. All right, they managed to get one. They only got the one nomination for the film, but they managed to get it. I hadn't gotten it with like Golden Globes and some of the other awards things, but they managed to get it with the Oscars. All right, hey. It just goes to show that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter just about like what kind of film you make. You can make Avatar, The Way of Water, that costs $2.5 billion to make. Well, it has to make that money to break even at all, that kind of shit. Or you can make a film less than $1 million. But it has a great performance. It just goes to show the true diversity of the kinds of films that could be included into the, Academy Awards, See, you don't have to have a lot of money behind a film, for your Oscar campaign. It could be very small, and you can, find cheaper ways to really get a campaign across. Hey, all right. You just have to call up your friends, your filmmaker friends, your actor friends, and be like, check out this movie and nominate the person. Hey. That would be really nice, But, but if you're going to do that, you're going to be under suspicion. You're going to be like, oh, no, what were you doing, eh? What were you doing? You got a license for that nomination. So there was, with this film, To Lesbian, with Andrea Riseborough is nominated for Best Actress. It's like, as soon as this came out, there seemed to be this thing where like the Academy were like, oh, we have to look into, how it is that, because they felt that there was some rule breaking going on when it comes to like nominations and stuff. What is it? Rule against directly lobbying voters. And it seems to be the Academy rules forbid individuals from giving their personal signature. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Personal regards or pleas to watch the film in campaign-related communications. Oh, everyone in the fucking universe has seen Avatar, and everyone in the Academy are like, oh, yeah. Don't nominate that movie even if they haven't even seen it, just because, but one little film, one tiny-ass film, and you want people to actually watch it, to actually give an honest, if they think it's so fucking great at the acting in it, so they can give it the, put it in their ballot, Nah, fuck that. You can't do that. You need a big fucking Oscar campaign that's worth way more than the budget of your actual fucking film. And you need to spend that money instead of calling your actor friends to just watch the movie. No, you need to spend that money on a campaign, on Instagram, on the whatevers, maybe even a few screenings of the movie, but you got to put that together, and you got to have a whole thing with like a big fucking a lunch and catered, and this hiring a cinema and a marching band and this and that, and the president comes over and all that kind of crap. Yeah, no, it's very fucking costly, isn't it? I'm trying to be fair. I am trying to be fair, because when I heard about this, I did think like, oh god, what a bunch of horse shit. Not that I give a fuck about the film. I'm not going to watch it, even though I could for free. But I don't mean torrenting, but I mean with the I go to film screenings. Because I do film criticism. I don't get paid or whatever. But yeah, I get to go for free, and I can't be bothered with this film. I don't care. It looks like store brand Sean Baker. I don't need that. I love Sean Baker. He's made like the films that I've seen of his are pretty fucking great. But I just don't want to watch something that just feels like his kind of film, but it really isn't. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I will watch it. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, look, again, I'm not like saying like, oh no, I really like the performance. Like, who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter what I like. Doesn't matter what anyone likes. What matters is money. Putting money down to fucking... So another thing they said was like on the film's Instagram account, it was singling out the competition by name. Okay, fine, that's fine. Just when you don't talk about your own movie, you're talking about like a competitor movie, like another nominated movie or a movie that also might get nominated. All right, fine, but it wasn't a big deal what they said, Sure. I don't know. But I wouldn't say rescind the whole fucking nomination just based on this one Instagram post. So yeah, it just seems like in a very grassroots way, these people behind this film were letting everyone know about the movie, and, let everyone else know about. And they spent what seems like a small amount of money, but they didn't really put together much of a campaign other than, they didn't put money towards a campaign. And if that's the kind of thing, look, I guess there's been some sort of investigation and nothing's changed and the nomination stands as it is and the investigation's over and whatever. But just the fact that they even called out this shit, apart from that Instagram post, fine, but that's not enough. And then to have all this other shit. I mean, if that's going against the Academy rules, then fuck them. That's fucking bullshit. Oh no, you're gonna have millions of dollars to spend on the thing and the this and that. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, fuck that. Just another reason to just hate the Academy. Just to hate what it is they are and what it is that they claim to be, but how much they aren't that, and they don't give a fuck. They just care about. No, I don't. They don't. Obviously, not movies that just have money. Otherwise, you just have nothing but Black Panther and Avatar and maybe Top Gun in there. Let's just say the indie films with money, like Everything Everywhere, which I think probably snowballed over the year, quite a lot of praise. No wonder it's. Yeah, fair enough. But the Fabelmans, for instance, are people really fucking with that movie? Are they? They're going, oh wow, so amazing, so famous. Trump. Let me see. Yeah, so 92 on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, get the fuck out of here. What the hell is that shit? It's so annoying. I'm getting so annoyed by films that there does seem to be quite a few movies coming out recently. I watch them, I like them, and then they get bad reviews, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, whatever. And then the opposite happens. You got all these films that are, not shit. The Fabelmans isn't quite crap, but I mean, it's just a very okay, average, not much of a film. And it's got 92%. I mean, Jesus, man. Obviously, Rotten Tomatoes is just full of shit. But then again, you got films like The Whale and Blonde and Babylon, some of my favorite movies of the year, and they've all gotten not the greatest of reviews. And it's all right, well, go fuck yourself. I don't know what to say, but man, maybe this year more than any other, I feel like I'm even more out of touch with the critics than ever, which is a nice feeling. It's the feeling to feel. Anyway, whatever, who gives a fuck? I don't really care much about all these other nominations, I don't think. I mean, I'm just seeing the same movies over and over and over again, nominated for the same shit. Yep, business as usual from the Oscars. For instance, all of the films nominated for Best Picture all the films nominated for Best Editing are in make up Best Picture as well. It's there's no other film that you could have thrown in there. It's weird how it says Best Film Editing. Why not? Oh, okay, I guess just to differentiate it from sound editing, and there's no longer a Best Sound Editing thing. Same with Best Production Design as well. It's the same, aside from Babylon. But it's the same movies, Best Original Score, same movies in Best Picture, aside from the Babylon nomination, which I think is deserved. I like that score. I like that movie. It was really good. It was a lot of fun. I got a long movie, and there's scenes, certain moments that I would have cut out from the movie, but they're actually towards the start of the movie, where it's hey, big party and whatever. It's all right, this doesn't need to go on for that long. But yeah, as the film went on, it's a long motherfucking movie, over 3 hours long, but it really didn't, it just kept up the steam. It didn't run out of steam as it was going. It was still able to keep things up, and yeah, maybe because it does feel a touch episodic. Like, it doesn't feel like, it's quite like coming through with a conclusion, like it's really building up like other films like the Banshees of Inisherin obviously has that feeling of like, where is this going? Where is it going to hit with the conclusion? And the conclusion to that film, The Banshees, is kind of just... It's kind of a crazy movie, but then, at the end, you're kind of just like, oh, yeah. I did like that movie, but I don't think I'm going to, come in my parents' bed about it like other people have. But I get it. I get it if people are like that. It's just the concept of the movie is kind of thought-provoking. Like, you think, how should you spend your life? Should you just be, drinking and gabbing with your friends? Or should you be spending that time working on a legacy for yourself? I'd like a legacy for myself, but I wish to have that legacy in my life. Once I die, I don't care. I can go to hell immediately, and I don't care. Like, everything I've done in my life can fuck off. It doesn't matter. Unless I have kids, but I don't think I'm gonna. One movie that got a Golden Globe nomination for Hugh Jackman was The Son, whose director made a film previously called The Father. So I saw that the other day. I just went along, not much expectations. I thought The Father was okay. It was okay. It's just a solid movie, and does the whole putting you in the perspective of Alzheimer's. Did that pretty well. There's no kind of like filmmaking trickery, Like in that film, he have a bit where like, he has his daughter and his daughter leaves the house, and when she comes back, it's played by a different actress. And he's like, who are you? And she's like, I'm your daughter. He's like, no, I'm not. You don't look anything like my daughter. Oh, and she's like, did you forget that you have Alzheimer's? And he's like, oh shit, I did. Yes, okay. Perhaps that is why you look different. No, this is bullshit. You're a different actress. Anyway, so there was a bit of filmmaking trickery like that. It was done pretty well in that movie. This movie, The Son, doesn't have it. So this movie, it might be my least favorite movie of the year. It's about Hugh Jackman. He's in a previous marriage. They had a son, and the son's like 17 years old or something. And the son's like, the titular son is like, I'm depressed. And his parents are like, oh no. And Hugh Jackman's like with another woman now, like, and he's got like just like a brand new baby in this new family. But like his son, still comes over at times when he has custody, I guess. But his son's like, oh, I'm so depressed. I can't go to school anymore. Just hang out in the fish and chip shop. Yes, he's not going to school. He's depressed. So, what happens? Alright, spoilers, I guess. They take him to a psychiatrist, kind of. And then I don't know. Then he kills himself. I don't know. He kills himself at the end. And then basically the movie ends. But even before it got to the ending, as I was watching it, I was just thinking, this is a weird feeling movie. Also, I don't know why Hugh Jackman has an Oscar a Golden Globe nomination for his acting. It was fine. Acting in the movie is solid enough, whatever. But the problem with the movie is that I started thinking halfway through, kind of like, this doesn't feel exactly like a movie. It feels like a dramatization. This isn't a movie. It's a video. It's just a fucking video. It felt like if you had a kid in that position and he's depressed and you went to like a child psychiatrist, they would give you like a pamphlet with a DVD, and that's the dramatization that's on the DVD, kind of showing, and it's not even like a good one because it doesn't even like really tell you what to do. I don't know. There's nothing really in the film. Like, again, like I'm saying, it's an upright film where it's like, here is the setup, here is the conflict, and now here's the conclusion, and that's it. And there's nothing very interesting about it. There is no filmmaking trickery to make it like, oh, what's it like to be depressed? Ooh. You know, there's nothing like that. There's nothing even particularly interesting in this amongst the movie, and then it kind of just starts and ends, and that's it. I mean, there was really only one scene towards the end where the parents have to make a decision about their kid because he's like in a hospital. Like, he's been cutting himself in the film, and that's like another concern, and he really hates it there, and he doesn't want to stay, but this guy is like very adamant that he do stay, and blah blah blah. So the parents have to make a decision, and at that point, that's like towards the end of the movie, and at that point in the movie, you're like, oh, drama. Oh, there's something happening. It's like a conflict. There's a thing where it's like, oh no, should we do this or should we do that? And it's a very stark way of showing conflict in a movie, but that's fine. That's fine. That's like the only scene in the movie that I guess had an effect on me. And I did think to myself while watching it, oh, finally, there's a thing occurring in the movie. Because I don't think it is my least favorite film. I didn't hate it, but it's just because there's nothing really too much to hate about the movie, but it is like just like more than mediocre. It's just, or less than mediocre. Like, it's just so flavorless and just nothing there, and it is a video. It's not even a movie. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing particularly bad in the movie. There's no like weird scenes or terrible acting. The whole movie's like earnest enough. I'm not particularly like offended by its portrayal of mental illness, anything like that. Whatever. It's not the best, but I mean, films aren't supposed to be that, you know, the thing in the pamphlet. You know, they're not supposed to be like, here's what you need to do to, you know. So and the film doesn't really come across like that either. But then again, the film doesn't really come across at all. It just is unsure, and yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. There's just not much to it, so I don't care about that movie. But that is a film that I watched, I disliked, and I was looking it up on... I googled it to see what is Rotten Tomatoes. I thought it was going to be like 83 or something like that, where everyone's like, oh my god, the portrayal of depression in teens is just so... Ooh. But no, it has 27%. So, yeah. A lot of people were like, yeah, well, no, they probably hated the movie. They probably were like, oh my god, this is really dangerous. This movie's dangerous. It's spreading misinformation about teen depression. Oh no. Yeah. And the movie is quite, I mean, there's a sense of it being theatrical, and, you know, to reference a famous theater meme, I guess, which is, at one point in the film, Hugh Jackman's like, I have a gun. It's up there on the wall. And then the gun is used. He uses it to shoot himself, and then that's it. And when he mentioned the gun earlier in the movie, I thought he was going to say, like, it's not loaded or something, but I guess it is, so... Alright. Alright, fucking whoop-de-doo, who cares? So who gives a shit about that movie? Yeah, you know, it was kind of feeling like it was sentimental, but it didn't work, which is embarrassing. Whenever a film, like when he shoots himself at the end of the movie, and everyone's like, "Oh no!" It like immediately cuts to like this montage of like, you know, Hugh Jackman with his son when he was younger, teaching him to swim in like this really nice, you know, beach area where it's real, for like the, you know, elite people, you know. It feels like the yacht from Triangle of Sadness is going to come by at any moment. But yeah, it cuts to that and it has sad music over the top and whatever. Yeah, and like, I didn't hate that moment. I was just watching it thinking, this isn't working. I'm not emotionally, it's like affected by this. I don't give a fuck about this kid that just died, so whatever. You know, I did vibe with the sentimentality in The Whale. You know, I like that movie. And then I just saw like an article, I didn't read it, I forget who even posted it, but they were saying, oh, The Whale, it's fat phobia. I think it's quite actually the least fat phobic movie I've ever seen. I mean, most movies I watch have no particular opinions on fat people one way or the other. Although then again, I suppose most films are fat phobic because they don't give a fuck about they only want the skinny people or the muscular people in the movies. Ain't that right? That's kind of right. Like, there's not even that many chubby big name actors around. That's bullshit. But anyway, yes, it is the least fat phobic movie I've ever seen. It shows, this obese guy eating himself to death, and it shows a lot of him like eating food and crying and puking and whatever. But and also like how he feels about like his incapabilities because of his obesity, and how it is that he feels that he looks, and his shame with that, and his self-hatred with that. In a sense, the film could have been it's more a film about self-destruction, so it could have been about alcohol abuse or crack or hentai addiction. At its core, yeah, it would have changed some of the scenes, but it'd still be somewhat the same movie. And yeah, whatever. But but I guess there's gonna be all these cunts on there like, oh my god, I can't believe they didn't actually get a fat person. I can't believe they didn't get a 600-pound guy whose insurance would have gone through the roof, because people in a situation like that, like the main character in the movie, are they're kind of closing in on death, or at least some debilitating health issues, like even greater, like that would cause them to not be able to appear in the film. You understand? Like, there's insurance. You got to be insurable, and you got to be able to like show up to the work. And as I just said, like not many actors are kind of pudgy. Fucking Brendan Fraser is, and you're still having a go. Well, fuck off. And obviously, in the comment section, all these people were saying, "Oh, well, I'm a fat fuck, and I really liked the movie. It was just so amazing." And I was reading the other day. This really pissed me off. I was reading I saw an article that said like, I'm a fat fuck, and I can't wait. The whale, looks amazing. They said something or the other, and I was reading through it, and the guy was just going on about like how he packed on all this weight when COVID happened. And he was saying like he teared up just watching the trailer, and then towards the end of the article, he was like, I can't wait to watch this movie, and I was like, oh fuck you! I thought you had. What if you watch it and you hate it? What if you watch the movie and you're like, oh my god, it's fat phobic, having a go at the fat people, having a go at the fatties, what's wrong with being fat? Yeah, I don't know. And then I think people were saying like it's bullshit, you should have got like an actual fat person, like why, you shouldn't, like fat suits are illegal now, like people are really cracking down. It's like you can't do blackface, you can't, do different genders. You can't even, play a trans role as a cisgendered person. The other way round is okay, as it should be. But there are I think I've noticed it with like literally 2 movies. But there are starting to be movies where it's like a trans person is playing, a biological. I mean, a cisgendered person, but really, and right, yeah, cool, that's fine, as long as you get away with it. But the other way around, oh no, how dare you? You should have given it to a trans person. It's kind of like that movie about that was going to have Scarlett Johansson in it, and where she plays a trans woman. Yeah. Anyway, and it was going to be a movie that had transgender representation in it, but a cisgender person playing it, because the movie costs money, it needs bankability, they have a bankable star, they put them in the movie. They don't have that with any trans actor, as you can see, because the movie is not being made. And so the story about transgenderism, about a transgender person, is no longer out there. So whoop-de-doo. This is what transphobic people should be doing. They should be going around going, oh, you can't make that movie about a trans person. Hasn't got a trans person in it. And they're like, oh my God, we're sorry. Oh, we're so sorry. No, we're not going to make that movie anymore. And we're not able to put a trans actor in the lead role in the movie because it won't have bankability, and our insurers and our financial supporters will just have to pull out because they just can't trust that the movie's going to make the money back. and it's still a little bit of a touchy subject here and there across the world dealing with this. Ooh. And then the transphobic people would be like, yes, great, yeah, fuck yeah, we did it. So this fucking, faggot propaganda, we managed to stop another one. Yes. That's what they want. That's what they'd want. And congratulations, that's what happened. So you can't do no more white chicks anymore. None of that crap in movies anymore. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if I was leading up to a point other than to say, fuck movies. I hate them. I hate movies. This has been the movie special podcast of the David Morgan Brown Experience. Episode 68. Yeah, fuck movies. I hate movies. I was trying to think of, what was the last movie I watched? Well, The Sun. But yeah, anyway, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck the Oscars, and I'm sorry I didn't have any it's still a bit early, or I actually haven't even really done my research to know what movies are gonna win what. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that, everyone. I really fucked up. I really fucked it up this time. Oh god, I hate that song.